it's Alanna. Welcome back. Recipe for Crazy. I need a Zin. Hold on. Let me pop this bad boy open. Let me pop this cutie patootie open and put that sweet nicotine in my mouth. All right. Hello. A couple things. First of all, if you don't know already, I mean, how could you not know? Everybody knows. Everybody's talking about it. Just kidding. Nobody cares. I go on Courtney Robertson's podcast every week after reality, and we talk about The Bachelor after it airs. I mean, if watching it isn't enough, listening to people talking about it, I mean, that has to be difficult, and I'm sorry. But it seems like some people are enjoying it, and I'm glad you are. Hopefully you are. It's painful for me. Not really. I do kind of like talking shit. It's actually fun talking shit about people you don't know. I tend to usually talk shit about people I do know. So it's kind of refreshing to project all of that shit talking energy that we all have living inside of us onto strangers because it's harmless for me. And it's fun. This week, there's 2 episodes of The Bachelor. So we did part 1, Monday night's episode on Courtney Robertson's podcast, and we're doing part 2, Tuesday night's episode right here today. I'm going to try to make this quick and painless, which is something ABC did not consider when giving us 4 hours of The Bachelor this week. That's a lot of Bachelor. Too much, dare I say. I have fatigue. But before I welcome Courtney, I have a few things I want to say. This week, or last week, who knows, time doesn't exist, I posted a video talking about a story, talking about the time I fucked a fat guy. I got a little bit of backlash. I got some people coming in for me saying that I hate fat people. I hate fat people. Excuse me, I am fat people. There is a 600-pound woman living inside of me, waiting, salivating. Let me tell you something. When I meet a man who loves me eternally, unconditionally, who's tied to me at the hip, you know, his balls have a string around them, and I'm holding the string, all right? It's over for these fat bitches because I will be morphing into my 600-pound life. They will once again learn my name at McDonald's. Currently, at this state in my life, I'm eating healthy and maintaining a moderate exercise routine, bare minimum over here, solely so I could possibly, maybe have the opportunity to procreate one day with a man. Why? Because I have high standards. Okay? If you didn't listen to my fucking fat guy story, my standards are a little fucked up. Excuse me. Sorry. I don't know. I thought this was a safe place. I'm just being honest here. But once my future man gets to know me for my personality, you know, which might actually hurt me, I don't know. At that point, I fully plan on letting myself go. Okay. I dream of that day, the day I can finally put the celery down and put a 1/4 pounder into my fucking mouth. That is all I want. I dream of McDonald's every day. It is a fight for my life. My mom's battling cancer. I'm battling McDonald's because every day I wake up thinking about it. I want it. I need it. I crave it. I don't do it because I would like to procreate with somebody who has a normal BMI. All right. I'm just being realistic here. And what the real is that society does not like overweight people. How do I know that? Because I used to be an overweight people. I am the type of person, I look at a cheeseburger and I gain weight. Don't even have to put it in my mouth. I'm already fat. It's just, I've been 200 pounds. Right now, I'm 130 something. And when I am overweight, people aren't very nice to me. They're not very cool. When I got skinny, all of a sudden everyone was like wanting to know how my day was going. You know, I was getting discounts at the restaurant, getting free drinks, getting free stuff. All right? I still want to get free stuff. So I'm going to stay skinny for the time being. And you know what? It's rude. But I don't make the rules here. These are society's standards. Talk to society, not to me. I don't create the beauty standards in this world. All right? And if you don't like the word fat, I mean, give me another word. I fucked a fat man. What am I supposed to say? I fucked a man whose BMI is a little off the charts. I fucked a man who is, will probably be in a wheelchair one day. I fucked a man who's on the verge of diabetes. Like, how could I say it so you can digest it? Let me know. Send me a DM, okay? What do you want from me? It's a form of entertainment, all right? I'm trying to entertain. And if that doesn't make you laugh, then you shouldn't follow me anyways, because it makes me laugh. God, I shouldn't tell. I have so many other stories. It really makes you think about stories I was planning to tell that I probably shouldn't tell, but that I will probably tell one day when I have nothing else to say. Anyways, going back to the guy that I fucked, let me just say, he was completely disgusting, okay? He overate. He would usually have food on his mouth, grease on his face. I mean, the guy really didn't carry himself well. And he was all over me like white on rice. And I gave him a chance. And then he fucked me over. So you know what? I don't feel bad about making a video saying I fucked a fat man because he was a jerk. Besides that, I got my hard drive. My sister found it in the backseat of her car underneath her children's toys or whatever the fuck. Don't know how it got there. It's a mystery, but it's retrieved. Everything's right in the world. Nobody has to die. Here's the other thing. Last night, I can't explain this, don't know how it happened, but I randomly got hives. I just was really under a lot of stress. Like I was going through my hidden DMs. You know, there's like request folder and then there's like hidden DMs. I don't know. I was looking through them and all these people were asking me for receipts and saying I was like full of shit. And then someone left me like a 1-star review saying not one receipt. So in a bit of a rage fueled by Benadryl and cortisone cream, I posted a video last night and there may or may not have been some receipts at the end. Just a few, just a couple. Just give you a taste, all right? I was really just coming up with ideas in my head, like how could I post these receipts without it being like too obnoxious? And I felt like that was like the perfect way because I didn't really want it to get that much attention. But for the people who are really watching me with their freaking watchful eyes, just wanted to show them. Like, here you go, bitch, all right? Now get out of my fucking face. There you have it. Anyways, welcome, Courtney Robertson. Let's get to it, baby. Okay, so this is part 2 of our recap-ish. We talked about last night's episode on your podcast, and I just have to say, too much. It was too much Bachelor. I watched, oh, fuck, that was my dishwasher, just ignore it. I watched the second half by accident. I missed the first hour. I didn't realize it was 2 hours. And you watched the first half.
I watched the first half, yeah. So I took notes and then I was like, oh shit, I thought it was only an hour. So because I was like, I'll just do it tomorrow. But yeah, man, it was 2 hours. So I watched the first half very closely, but not the second half. So I might need you to fill in the blanks for me, girl.
And I'm going to need you to fill in the blanks on the first part because I missed the first part. But that's like 4 hours in a week because yesterday was 2 hours. It's like too much.
I have Bachelor fatigue. Oh,
yes, same. They're making this not fun. So what did I miss in the first hour? What happened?
So Layla got the last rose at the rose ceremony because she got punished, as we talked about. And then who left was the sister. Remember the sisters that were there? It was Lauren. And I'm so bad with names. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I only know this sister. Like, I associate her with looking like Cassie from Colton season. So let's just call her Cassie, even though we know her name is something else. But who cares? She's gone.
She gone.
Edwina. Oh, that makes sense because she wasn't there. I loved Edwina. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. And so anyway, they go to Spain. They're traveling again to Spain.
Real quick, how did Joey take the bomb that Leia dropped on him about Maria when she like kicked the dust back up after Sydney left? How did he take it?
It was kind of lukewarm. I felt like he kind of swept it under the rug. And it was at that point to me, it was like, okay, you got to keep her because this is a brewing. I didn't really, there wasn't much to say about that.
Okay. So it didn't really hit.
Yeah, no. First one-on-one date is with Kelsey A.
Oh, Kelsey got okay, I missed that one completely.
They had a picnic date. Boner alert. I love a good picnic date. Like, I don't want to go surfing. I don't want wieners thrown at my face. Picnic date, yes. So they shop local. He speaks a little bit of, Spaniism. What is it? That's horrible.
Spanish.
He's on a Vespa.
Oh, Courtney, Spanish. That would be something they would totally eat up in like an interview if you said that. What do they speak here? Spanish?
Yeah, is it Spanish?
That would have made
Remember,
the cut.
so they go on a one-on-one date.
What was the chemistry between them? Was there anything?
So when they kiss, like she like eats his face. I will say that. Like it looks like she's like eating his
Oh
face.
my God. In a good way or like an uncomfy way?
Like you have like a chin rash in the morning.
So it's like my hives from the other night. Enough to give you hives.
Exactly. And no, it was good. I think that like I said earlier on our recap, I think that the writing is on the walls, but I think that I mean, she's definitely going to go far. I think she's going to go to like Final Four for sure. But she really opens up to him at the night portion of the date, which I want to talk to you about this because I have a lot to say about this. But I feel like you're okay. So you're fighting for this guy. You really like him. And she opens up. She's very emotional and she tells like her story. And I feel like when somebody shares something, I feel like there should be like an equal exchange. Like he's not saying anything in return. Does that make sense to you?
I didn't watch Charity's season. Do you remember what his sob story was when he had his one-on-one?
I think it was something along the lines of like his uncle played like a main role in his storyline. But I feel like it had something to do with his dad. My point is this, like it's getting to the point where I'm watching the show and it's like you have to open up. Maria opens up tonight. She talks about how her mom and her got in a car accident at when she was 1 and her mom broke every bone in her body. And it's like, I get that that's the format, but it's like, but at what point it's like, so I was like, thanks for sharing that. Like, if I was dating somebody and I'm like, and I get that that's like part of it. Like he's talked about wanting to open up, but like, it's like,
I totally agree with you because he is now starting to feel a little flat. Like, okay, we get it. You're this heartthrob, you're dreamy, whatever. But like, where's the depth? Like, give us a little more. You're supportive, you're this or that. I think as far as the show landscape is concerned, it's like, I think because he had that same space on the previous season, on Charity season, where he shared all those things. It's not like a normal scenario where you'd have a back and forth, which I'm sure in real life, he probably said something to relate. Maybe, I don't know. But as far as like editing is concerned and like preparing it for an audience, it's like we already know, or we should already know his story because we watched him on Charity season. So it's like, why regurgitate stuff we already know? However, I think it's important to see that stuff again, even if we've already seen it and know it, to hear it again. Or maybe he's sharing the same stories over and over. So it's like kind of doing him a favor.
they haven't showed us any of it. Like, so what's your story? Like everybody opens up and like, and that's just like me, like maybe I'm a romantic, but like, I want to hear like it's not, don't tell them it's okay. Like no, this fucking sucks. Like you've dealt with like a massive grief. Like, but you can tell that they're so relieved to have gotten that off their chest. Like, it's like, pick me. Like I opened up to you. It's so hard for me, girl.
It's so hard for me too. And now he's kind of just turning into a mannequin where he's like, just beep, boop, beep, boop, like just a robot saying the things he needs to say. And then moving on to the next one. But it does get tiresome. It's like, switch it up a little bit. Does everybody, and okay, we're going to skip the group date for a second just to talk about, because he also had a one-on-one. Is her name? I forgot her name because she's so freaking boring. Rachel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. That one-on-one.
I thought you liked her 2 weeks ago, but
No. So boring. And I was like, I thought to myself, like, just when I was starting to like the one-on-ones, now I'm not. Like, I just felt like there was more chemistry between like me and a baked potato than Rachel and Joey. Like, there was no chemistry whatsoever. It was the most boring date ever. And then her story during the night portion was that she is a nurse and sees like traumatic things at work. It like was so clear that like clearly this girl, either she has like something really dark that she doesn't want to share on television, totally understandable, or she really hasn't gone through any adversity in life. So, and that's okay too. Like, good for you that you don't have divorced parents or you lost someone you love. Who knows? Like, or whatever it is, because everyone seems to, you deal with stuff in life. But her story was just like, I work in the ICU or whatever it is. And, it's hard seeing that. And I was just like, oh my God, like, really? I mean, if they don't have anything, if they don't have like this deep story, can't you just like have like a nice, I don't know, conversation or something else? Like, it's like, it was a reach.
And I think that that's my point. Like, it's like, okay, we're at that part of the show where like you have to open up. And he even said it, like, I hope these women open up. And it's like, but I want you to open up a little bit. And flashing back, I don't think you saw the group date. So the thing about this group date is they say like, okay, we want you to say your favorite love quote and then paint a picture of it. So I wanted to ask you, if you were put on the spot and you had to say like your favorite quote or love quote, and then you had to paint a picture of it, like, to me, I'm like, that sounds awful. But it took me a while to think about it. I'm putting you on the spot now.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, and this feels more Mexico than Spain, is like fiesta mi pantalones, and then like drawing a pair of pants with like confetti coming out.
Oh, I can't believe you just came up with that on the fly.
Like, that was like the first thing that came to my mind was, but I couldn't even tell you a love quote at all. Like that, I'm struggling. What would be yours?
It took me a while to think about. I'm like, to love and be loved is life itself, without which we are not. Like, I mean, like, I'm such a romantic. Keep it simple, like infinity. Like, I want to be with somebody forever. I would do like something simple, like,
and that's why all the girls would hate you.
I know. What would you do? Like, put on the spot. You have an hour. Like, think of a quote, like something that you would like. And then draw a picture. I like the confetti coming out of your crotch. That was cool.
Yeah, I would just do like a party in my pants, especially given the language. It seems on brand for Spain, perhaps. Probably better suited for Mexico. But I would probably go with something like that. I would probably need a producer to help me and like Google something because, or I don't know what the quote is, but there's like a quote that's like, something about setting a bird free, and if it comes back, it's yours forever. But like you can't keep a bird in a cage, and then drawing like a bird cage and a bird flying, because it kind of connects to the show. And like, yeah, you can't like control what Joey is doing or what the Bachelor is doing. You have to like let them go off and do what they need, which is kind of what Daisy's doing. She's being very chill, very whatever. And if it comes back to you, it's yours forever. So I think I'd go with something like that if I had to not be funny,
That's that I just always want to like, switch the tables, like, because you can watch and be like, oh, like, you tease everybody, but it's always nice to put yourself in other people's shoes. So then it goes to, I wanted to say, before, when Kelsey A was on the date, they show Kelsey T, and she's struggling. And she says this line that's like, I haven't felt this way in so long. And we've heard that a lot on this season. And I'm like, you're a babe. Like, how have you not felt this in so long? Like, you've got to be having guys sliding into the DMs. But you and I both know how hard it is on the street.
If they live in Florida, I could understand why they hadn't felt that way in so long, because slim pickings out here. But maybe, they put the Bachelor on a pedestal. He's hot. Who knows? And they could be saying like, I haven't felt this way in so long. That could be about anything.
True. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, she's so cute. And like, everybody's like, that's the breaking point where people are starting to break down. And I know you watched the second half, but I wanted to touch on Maria.
She got the group date rose, and I'm sure that really shook the room.
Oh shit. Another target on your back.
It's so funny because, well, she got I don't know if you saw this part, but she gets a group date rose, which obviously she shared that like deep story, blah, blah, blah. And then Leia says something about like her being performative. I'm like, bitch, you are performative. Need I remind you, on the first night, she's the one who said to Joey, I really want to cultivate this journey with you. Like, are you cultivating the journey in Spain, Leia?
She lit a card on fire in the mansion.
Yeah, like, that's not performative, please. Then I'm going to fast forward, because honestly, I feel like I didn't really watch the first hour, and like I felt like it was kind of like the one-on-one really just sucked the air out of my living room. It was with Rachel. I was so bored, and I like barely paid attention after that till they got to the rose ceremony, which I know you didn't see. But Jess, oh God, you didn't see this. Jess finally started speaking.
What?
Jess had a total meltdown. So basically, what happens at the rose ceremony, Maria has her group date rose, so she's safe, and she goes and pulls Joey and has time with him. When Maria goes to pull Joey, Jess loses her shit and basically says like the audacity of Maria, like she already has a rose, she's taking away from everybody else, like how could she do that? Then of course, and then she like ends up, Maria comes back and Jess has like a total attitude. So Maria just confronts her right there. Like, what's your deal? And Jess basically gets up. They have like a heated exchange and just gets up and storms off, and Leia follows her, and Jess is like crying. And as tears are rolling, of course she did. She's like, this is finally my moment. We can bring down Maria. Maria. Oh my God. Yes. And then, also, so Maria like interrupted the girl ahead of her to like talk to Joey, but it's like everybody interrupts. Like that's how it goes. Like people go and interrupt. So as Jess is crying and Leia's consoling her, tears running down her face, Joey comes out and says like time for the rose ceremony. So Jess never gets time. So of course that's all Maria's fault. And then she's like, I don't know what Joey sees in Maria. And then cut to Maria and Joey, and they're just like aggressively making out. So it's like, obviously, we see what he sees in her,
He likes Maria. She's more exciting than Jess.
Completely. And it's like, Jess, I'm sorry, but you got wasted night one and planted a sloppy makeout on him. Like, you're lucky you're here right now. You should be counting your lucky stars. But she finally spoke up tonight and like earned her ticket to the next spot.
Ooh. I think. What, was she talking shit about Maria?
Oh, yeah, big time. And you know what? She probably has been talking shit about Maria this entire time, but, they probably didn't use any of it because they were like painting Sydney so hard in the like villain dirt. So, or villain paint. So, whatever. It's probably been just Leia and Sydney the whole time that were like talking about her. And then like some girls came to Maria's defense. Like Lexi was like, she's speaking the truth.
I like you said, I expected more out of Jess.
Well, she made it another week. Medina went home and Autumn. And I totally forgot Autumn even existed. And at the rose ceremony, she looked like she like just dropped her kids off at like parent drop off. Like she was totally channeling like PTA mom. Not that I don't even know how old she is. It's not like an age thing, but like she was just like very Lily Pulitzer, like house madam of like a sorority. It was just like not a good look. And I was like, bye. Not cute.
Talk about sorority. Oh my God. Even Leia, like she would be like like you said, the vice president of the student council. I'm like, oh, it's just not my vibe, and like, no, knocking those people, but it's just not my MO.
No. And then at the end, Leia says to like in an interview that Maria needs to watch her back.
Oh, so she's doubling down.
Yes, she is. I'm like, this is not the card burning in a fire gal that we met night one. Her personality really is, she probably realized that she wasn't really getting anywhere with that attitude as far as screen time goes or attention. And now she's just, doubling down.
Oh, shit. Well, I want to watch I love watching the previews for the following week. I don't know if you saw it, but.
Oh, it was good.
Was it? Okay. Well, I can't wait to recap with you. I didn't watch the finale, like the final like half of it, but I'm going to watch tomorrow. And it's getting to be too much. And you and I both need a good shower. It's like, we can recap this stuff, but like it gets to the point where we're like, oh my God, is it going to be 2 episodes a week? Like it's, we could talk about it because we've lived through it, both of us, but like it gets to the point where it's like, ugh, it feels kind of gross,
I totally agree. I was like, oh my God, like I was ready to move on with my week. Like we did it was done, put it in the bag, and then like watch it again. I just think, do you think they're gonna do 2 episodes a week moving forward? God, I hope not.
If they do, I don't know if we can do it. I don't know if we have the bandwidth for it. I can, but
No, I will. I mean, I've committed. We've gone this far. We can't stop.
No, can't stop, won't stop. But
Want to stop, but can't stop.
like you said, this show has a chokehold on us.
Oh, well, can I just tell you real quick and I'll let you go?
Oh, I'm
What?
good.
Oh, okay. So a show I just started watching randomly the other night is Farmer Wants a Wife.
Heard about that.
Oh my God. It's so good. It's so funny. It's like The Simple Life meets The Bachelor, and they have like 4 farmers and they pick like girls to come back to their farm. Like 1 or 2 of these farmers is definitely a closeted homosexual. Like there's no doubt in my mind. And these girls are just so out of their element. And I'm like, are they really going to move to the farm if they get picked? It's so funny. And like, you know, and it's like a smaller batch of girls. Like each guy gets like 5 or 7 girls, something like that, or less. Like I think 5 girls. And so they're all living. And then oh my God, Courtney, the funniest thing is like they build up these farmers. It's like, oh, here's this farmer. He's got a farm, blah, 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 blah. I'm thinking like a Yellowstone type situation. You go back to the farm, Courtney, it's a fucking trailer. Okay, some of these farms. Trailer.
Like,
No.
are all
Yes, and you're telling me this hot bitch from LA is gonna come move to your trailer in the middle of Idaho. And no, it's just not gonna happen.
We have so many shows that we can watch. We can like pivot from frickin' Bachelor Nation. Let's keep it going, but like like I just get like Bachelor fatigue.
Same.
I would love to see him open up a little bit. Like I hate this, like the girl's gotta spill her heart out, and then like we're getting very little from him. That's bothering me.
I
right
agree. I wish they would show more, even if we've already heard it, but just hearing more from him.
And he's handling it well. I love Joy, but like, you know, it's like, okay, now's the week to open up, and they open up and
Well,
they seem so happy. Like, I did it. But it's like, well, come on, like give
Um,
us something from your end. Like give us an equal exchange.
Well, I feel like we're at the point where it's like, it's kind of like exciting when they first get into the mansion. There's this drama, blah, blah, blah. But then now we're at that like weird middle ground where it's kind of just like, okay, like let's get to the point here. Like let's get to the final, let's get to like hometowns pretty much.
And at this point, he already knows who's he's probably gonna pick, you know.
Yeah. There's floaters in there that are just, you know, skating by and they know it. And we know it. And he knows it.
Yeah.
Jess.
Let's see what she could shoot herself in the foot. And I don't love her hair, but that's just a side note. Like the whole long bang thing. That's like very 80s. I don't
like anything Leia's doing, top to bottom.
either. No, not a fan.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
I'd be more of a
No.
fan of Sydney, and let's hope she gets, hopefully everything gets washed out to sea. She gone. So now she can just go and resume normal life. But yeah, no, this is so fun, girl. I'm so glad we did this. Let's get some other shows, because it's like sometimes I feel like I need like a brain bleach from this show.
Or just like a palate cleanser, or maybe just like not just like if there's a show that you genuinely enjoy watching, and then we could recap both of them like quickly.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely. Yeah, everybody has like a short attention span. So I love chatting with you, girl. You LYLAS.
LYLAS. Love you like a sister. Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. You know who I don't love like a sister?
Genevieve. Shanae.
Shanae's in my shit book right now. Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
talk about Shanae being on my shit list too?
Should we talk about it?
Yeah, we should talk about it. Take it out if you want. It's your podcast, girl.
Well, okay. You have so I love Shanae like a sister. And, I told you in another episode in one of our recaps that her and I reconnected because, she reached out to me when all this stuff happened with my mom and all that. And I never responded because I wasn't responding to anybody. And then we just touched base again and we were like talking and FaceTiming and all this stuff. And I asked her if she wanted to come on the pod and she said yes. And then when it came down to the day, she just like totally ghosted me. And I was like, well, whatever. And then when we talked again, we talked on the phone, she was like, no, I really want to come on the podcast. Like, I'm really excited about it. And I was like, are you sure? Like, you don't have to. And then she said she was free on this Friday. She wasn't working. I was like, okay, perfect. And then Friday comes and she's like, oh, I'll hit you up after I get my nails done. Perfect. Then nothing. Literally has still ghosted me. Then she went on her Instagram and like posted a picture with like Genevieve from her 2-on-1 and like tagged her.
Genevieve, I saw that because I follow her and I know because I had firsthand experience with Shanae. I got her approved through the show because it was like right after her time on The Bachelor Paradise. And she ghosted me the day of. It was like, oh, sorry, like I'm traveling. And I was like, I literally just confirmed with you the night before. And I have interviewed a lot of people like from the franchise, and they have not been as flaky as she has been. Like, and I really like her. I want to talk to her. I want to like hear like a life update. It's like it gets to the point where it's like, do you just not want to talk? Like, just say no.
I'm just confused because like we are friends, and I even told her on the phone, like, if you last minute or like, oh, I don't want to do it, like, I'm not going to be mad at you. I don't
So
care.
cool. Yeah, you're like, you'll give somebody an out, like, but don't say yes and then not show up. Like, I think that maybe she's spread thin, she's pregnant, and I know how that feels, but this is kind of her MO. But just don't say yes and then like flake.
And then be active on social media.
You worked with her, like you were like on a 2-on-1 with her, like you know.
Like, I've met her family. She slept at my house. Like, even like when the show wasn't going on, like her and I have always stayed friends. And then just to go tag Genevieve, I'm just like, okay, that we were just talking shit about her on the phone literally 3 days ago. Like, what is your game here? I just don't understand.
Like, does she not know? Like, can you not read the room? Like, it's just such a weird dynamic, you know?
It is, but I feel like her and I have like surpassed the producer contestant. Like, I mean, like, I'm sure you feel like with your friend from the show. And like, we don't even talk about the show most of the time.
No.
I'm just so freaking confused why she just totally ghosted and then posted something tagging Genevieve. Like, knowing that I've texted her and told her that I felt like disappointed and just confused. And then she did that. It was just like, I don't know. It was just fucking weird. And I don't know if I'll even include this because, like, I mean, she's not even, I don't know. I'm just like, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know.
Well, it's up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable with. I have dealt with that. I dealt with that with her. And like, I didn't know her, but I got her approved from Warner Brothers, who, I have to say, like, since I did the Zach Shawcroft date and with Lotto and Victoria Fuller, I've been like, hey, I'm starting a podcast. I'd love to get people approved. And I don't know what the shift was, but there was definitely a shift. They were approving like Braden Bowers. I got him on, like certain people like Tino Franco. And I've asked for a couple people lately that they had already approved that they took back.
Well, Blake,
yeah. And maybe, who knows, maybe he's going to be the Bachelor. Maybe he's dating Rachel Recchia.
Or Genevieve. Or maybe it has something to do with our podcast that we did.
Exactly. You just never know. It's like, I'm like not talking shit about the show. I'm talking about the show. That's what I mean, Bachelor Happy Hour now isn't that what it's called? Like, it's like with Joe and Serena and like they have everybody, like, I'm like, I need the screeners. Like, we're going to be promoting the show. Like, we're doing what everybody else is doing. But
well, Bachelor Happy Hour is like under their watchful eye, and none of their interviews are captivating. Yeah, it's under his eye. Praise be. And none of their interviews are captivating or like shaking the room. So, they're doing, it's like fluff.
It's all very curated to me, in my opinion. Like, don't people want some unfiltered shit? Like, we're not. Anyway, I mean, I could go down a whole rabbit hole, but my whole thing was like, they approved Shanae. She didn't show up. She flaked on me. I've had people like approved and now they're not approving people. I can't get access to the screeners. But then like Christina Mandrell, I've been trying to get she was like, I want to go on Courtney's podcast. We've been messaging for months. Long story short, she just went on Caitlin Bristow's. She just went on Driving with Dave, who I love. You just went on Dave, Dave, you just had Dave Neal on your podcast. Like, so I don't know. We're going to continue to sift through this. And
what I don't understand is like Bravo celebrities, they can go on any podcast they want and say whatever they want to say. There's no like watchful eye over them. And obviously that network and their shows are very successful. I don't understand why it's so controlled and so crazy with these cast members once they leave the show. Like, they should be able to go off. And if they want to go on a podcast and say something totally fucking stupid and whatever, first of all, they know what's in their contracts. They know what they can and can't say. But if they want to go off and do something stupid, then let them fucking do it, because it'll only bring more press to your show. Like, why do you put like a gag order on all these people? It's just weird.
Well, thank you. And I've been playing by the rules. Like, I knew Christine and Gerald, we've been messaging for months. Like, I reached out to her like, hey, you're the villain on your season. Like, and the reason I messaged her was like genuinely like, hey, like same reason I reached out to Maria. Like, I'm here, like, like I've been through this. And she messaged me back. I would love to come on your podcast. I'm dating somebody from Bachelor Nation. Like, I'm literally messaging them, like, can I go on Courtney's podcast?
So did they approve her ever?
Never. Mm-mm.
Okay. The only person they took back was Blake M, right?
Yep.
Which makes sense because, I mean, I told you when I came on your podcast the first time about Genevieve and Blake. So maybe, I mean, I haven't seen him go on any other podcast, so maybe he's just not getting approved for anybody's podcast.
Well, I almost wonder if that means they're going to make him the Bachelor or if he's dating somebody, because I think that they didn't approve Christina because Braden was on Paradise and they knew that they were dating. And I can totally get that. And like, but they approved Blake, and there was like the holidays, and I was like, I couldn't make it happen. Long story short, they're like, follow up in the new year. I was like, yeah, for sure. And they're like, yeah, we can't approve him at this point. And I'm like, okay, so what's changed? Do you know?
I think either that, what I told you in the podcast, or like you said, or he's dating Rachel probably, or Genevieve, who knows?
And he's done a lot of podcasts, but I've got people that are off contract. I've got some really good guests, and so do you. And if Shanae wants to show up, hey, if you're about protecting your peace, you're having a baby, just say that, don't waste people's times. Like she's the only person that has been a little flaky with me too. And it's very frustrating when I have to get childcare so I can be prepared to do a podcast and then somebody doesn't show up. She's the only person that hasn't shown up.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like, this is like our jobs.
I'm not going to put you on blast, but you've had the downloads oh my God, that you have had like within the last couple months is insane. Like, people are tuning in. They love you. So, and it's not about that. It's like you had a friendship with her, but I'm just saying, like,
and like what you said, it's like you scheduled childcare to do it, and like on Friday I cleared my whole day to do this with her, and then nothing. And it's like, you're not considering anybody's time. And like, I know maybe it's just like not a big deal to you and you don't care, but it's just rude and inconsiderate. And it's like, if you're mad at me, just say no. It's so fucking frustrating. Like, well, let me just tell you this real quick. There was this girl, speaking of rinky dink podcast. I'm about to fucking say this. First of all,
okay. I love it when you go into that mode where you're like, I'm just fucking gonna go there.
I'm gonna go there right now. There's this girl who at one point in time I respected. No longer do I have that respect, because she has a podcast, okay? And she's had some pretty good guests, yet very little engagement, plays. Like literally you wouldn't even know her podcast existed. And I asked her, like, hey, would you want to come on my podcast? And she gave me some political bullshit answer, like, oh, I'll let you know if like something comes, or if I can make it work. And I was just like, just say no.
Swing it.
Right. Like, just say no. Don't give me some open-ended bullshit. Like, I understand I'm a social pariah, and like, you might not be interested in jumping on a podcast with me right now because
you are that. Yeah, let's change that
Well,
narrative.
the thing is, these people like to go on and like present this bullshit image and whatever. And I go on my Instagram and call people fat and talk about people who are missing limbs. So, you know, I understand if, and also talking about how people from the show had sex with my boyfriend. So I understand if someone is like skeptical to go on my show, but like, given my personality and knowing who I am, you should know that I would have so much more respect for you as a human being if you just said, hey, no, I don't want to do it. I'm scared. LOL. You're crazy. I would be like, respect, tip of the hat to you. But to give me some political bullshitness when first, and this girl, I protected her secrets. Okay. Like, you should trust me. I know secrets. Okay. Which I won't ever say. And I'm just like, dude, like, really? Really? All right. Got you. I know your number now. All right. Don't be surprised if I
I
prank.
can do a crank.
You want to prank call right now?
Yes.
I'm so down. Should we prank call? What's that guy's name?
Nick Vial.
Oh, let's call him. What should we say? He won't answer. We'll leave a voicemail.
He has a baby now. He's not going to answer. Let me see if I have his new number. Will you call from your phone?
Yeah.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
Hit
If
it.
you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, Nick. This is Samantha calling from TMZ. I just wanted to give you a ring because we recently came into possession of some sex tapes, and we believe that it's you in the tapes, but we're not totally sure. So I'm going to need to send you a few stills just so you could verify that this is in fact your penis. It's about 4 inches, 4.25. If I were to just judge offhand. So if that sounds about right to you, then we are in fact in possession of this. And I'm just going to need you to confirm that this is your penis. Thank you. Have a good night. It's about 4 inches. Something very small, something that is sizable to a man who is overcompensating. What's his name? Chad Johnson?
So he was on JoJo's season and he was the villain. And like I said, I met him. I really think he kind of, I don't know, it could have gone better for him. But now he's a male escort.
Wait, what? He's an escort?
A male escort. Yep.
Should we?
But there's something about him, let me tell you this, that is very kind. And I don't know. There's something I like about him. I've met him in person. Like, I not like about him, but
Should I call him and say I'm pregnant?
I think you should call him and ask what his daily rate is. Because last I heard, he was doing adult entertainment.
Okay. Daily rate, and we have a porn, and okay. I'm calling. I'm just going to wing it. Here we go.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
This is Chad. I'm not here right now. Please
Oh my God, I thought he was
I'll
going to
get
answer.
back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
Hi, Chad. This is Rebecca calling with Bang Bros. I wanted to call to get your daily rate. I heard that you have entered the business of adult entertainment, and we have a very exciting opportunity coming up. I don't know what genres you're into, but we're looking at exotic shoots with little people, some man on man, woman on woman, man, woman, man, 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 woman, just like a bunch of different things. We have some circus acts. I don't know if you can do the splits or how flexible you are, but these are things we have questions about. So please give me a call back when you get a chance. We got to do more. LYLAS. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye, honey.